Okay guys, welcome back to Fort Mort. Like I said, if you want to join the battalion, the button's right down there. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I beat my latest opponent. I am now sitting at 53-1 in Grand Arena, and I'm trying to get across how to be better at this game. So I appreciate you guys coming to check it out. Alright, so my latest opponent was Fist of Nod, and the first thing I do is, like with every other opponent I look at, I go in and I look at their stats, and this one glared at me. This was one of the easiest ones. I knew it was going to happen. Once in a blue moon, you'll see somebody change up what they do because they actually look at your lineup and like, oh shit, I better do something. But in this case, this guy's got 13 promotions earned, which is pretty decent. What do I have? 18. So he's got pretty solid. Then I'm looking at his offensive wins versus defense. They're like real close, 185 to 164. So I know this guy goes on defense and grinds away to get wins. So I needed to defend against him pretty well, and at the same time save myself some offense. And then I also strategized against him, which you'll see. You'll see here he's only got 6 full rounds cleared, which is crazy for that many Grand Arenas he's been through. He's only full cleared 6 times. So definitely a defensive player. And then his undersized squads are small, and then territories defeated being 80. So again, territories are the 4 areas that are there. He doesn't have a whole lot. If you look at it in comparison to mine, all right, I got 194 areas defeated and 41 full clears. I don't go for the full clears, but a lot of times I'll get them. I've got 18 promotions, 364 offensive wins, and 200 defense. So I'm kind of equally balanced. All right. Obviously, you got to get more wins than you get defense in order to actually advance. So going into the map, my game plan was I wrote down all of his teams. He had 110k Treya, or he could split up his Sith and Empire, which he ended up doing. He had 4 relics total. CLS 97k, 86k Night Sister with Asajj being a relic. He had a Padme, but his Padme only had 25,000 life and only 5,000 protection. So while she was purple and she had a Zeta, she was weak. So I knew that my Jedi Knight Revan could mark her and pull her out. The team was tougher than I expected, but I did get through them. But I made some mistakes in the fight too, so it was my own fault. It was the first fight I did and wasn't paying attention. He must have kept Grievous for offense, Shock T for offense. Bounty Hunters he put in the rear, which of course I didn't know this in the beginning, and they had some spare Jedi with Yoda. He did not have either of the Ravens. My game plan basically was this. Because I know he's defensive, I need to put up a little bit of defense and go offensive to get something off on him. And what I've done in this Grand Arena, because it's 180 up front and 150 at the rear, my goal is to clear the fronts because that's where I'm going to get the most points, if possible. So, but I want them to get the least amount of points, so I steered them this way down the bottom. The way I did that was I forced them to use their best team to beat my best team, put a softie in there. There is Grievous, so they had to put something fair against him anyway. And then I put Padme, who's always a beast, and my Bounty Hunters. So my second and third best team up top to kind of get them to want to go bottom first. I did put some Ewoks in the back. They didn't have nests, so I wasn't concerned about it. They didn't have really good M-Troopers or a Wampa. And then in the rear, what I did behind there when I steered them that way is I put the Night Sisters, because the Night Sisters almost automatically you're going to get 55 banners. They remove a lot of your health, so a lot of times they are going to get less banners. I don't like putting Night Sisters on offense unless I need them for a specific kill, because they lose all their banners right away. So Night Sisters almost never get more than 55 banner wins. So I like them on defense. Plus, nobody knows how to play them. It's very rare. If you don't know how to play them, that video right there will show you exactly how they work. All right, so go ahead and click on that after that. Or actually, the easiest way to do it is right click on it, hit open new tab. It'll go over there, and when you're done with this one, you can watch it. All right. Appreciate it. And then there's some other strategies you guys can use to go along with this as well. Like I said, I write all mine down on a piece of paper. I write all his teams down. Of course, you got to figure them out. And like I've showed before, and I've showed this in my other video, you can skip through this if you've seen this before. And I will click on their inventory and I will look at their top teams. Kind of get an idea of what they got there, and then I will look at speed. And that will give me an idea where their focus has been, right? So this guy's a little bit all over the board. He doesn't have a good Jedi team, but yet he's got Hermit Yoda and Grandmaster Yoda with high speed. I kind of go through and check maybe the top 5 and see what their speed is. comparison to mine. 267 ZAM. That's why that bounty hunter was kind of tough. And then so on and so forth. And then now we've got 30 on O and 30 on D, offense and defense. So I'll go through 60 tunes, and I'll see his 60th speed is 150. So I'm extremely faster than him. Mine is 170 is my lowest at number 60. So I've got the advantage in speed for sure. Then the other thing I do is look at their inventory, same thing, look at 60 of them. This kind of gives me an idea where they stand. He's got 14,000 on his 60th player. I've got 15,000. So my bench is deeper. So while he might have had bigger teams, I had a deeper bench, which again, as you saw with the bounty hunters, I was able to dig through them. I wasn't able to get through that Empire team, obviously, because it was his best squad. All right, and then we're going to drop this down real quick. I'm going to show you guys 2 other tips. So you've got your counter list that really helps out. It doesn't tell you how to play them. All right, you've got counter lists you can find all over the internet. I utilize those as well. Okay, so here I pulled up my Discord. If you guys are in Discord and you're in a guild, I suggest you find one of your tech gurus to get this. If I type in GA me and then his code, it pulls up our matchup, which is really nice too. So here I can see his relics. I've got 2, he's got 4, what level they're at. Our GP, I'm 100,000 higher than him, etc. And then ranks and such, which I don't really care too much about that, but it also shows your undersized wins here, your offensive wins here. So I could also tell from here that he's a defensive player as well. He's got 158 defends and 183 offensive wins. So it's the same thing on his stat page, or similar anyhow. Then you can go through the roster. You can set up what players you're looking for, up to 15 of them. So right here, I've got my roster listed with, here's the other part. So he's got more Zetas than me. He's got 5 more. He's got G11. He's got 7 more. He's got 3 less G12s. And then he's got a bunch more on the G12 list right here. And then mods, it'll show you, this is where I got the advantage with speed. I've got 117 plus 10 speed mods to his 67, 29 to 9 on the plus 15, and then he's got the same amount of offensive mods as I do. And then Geonosian Brood, I have him. He doesn't. Treya, he has that. I do not. Wampa, we both have a small one. Giant Knight Revan, I have. He does not. We both have a pretty equal Grievous. We both have a Padme. Mine's a bit higher, just slightly. And then I have the Falcon up there for other matchups. And then Enfys Nest I have. He does not. Skywalker, mine's slightly better. As you saw, his health pool is really low. And then I've got Houndstooth on there. But you can change that list. So that's another great tool that you can utilize. One other one you can use. Okay, you probably can't see it here, but it says, I'll actually type it in when I edit it. So it's hardtop SWGOH.GG/P/ and then put in your opponent's 9-digit number /GAC/history. And it'll bring up their last couple of rounds that they played. They used to have 3 on there. I don't know why we're only down to 1 now. But you can look on here and basically see your attacks. And then if you look at defends, this guy didn't attack me, so that's not going to help. Let's go to another one. This is mine. And then you can look at what they came at you with. So if you're coming up against an opponent and they got to be listed on GG. If they're listed on this website, if they're registered, all of their fights will come up. And you can look at your opponent now, what he did the last couple of GAs. So that's a nice tool as well. So you can kind of get a feel for what he keeps on offense and what he keeps on defense. I don't myself utilize this very often because people do tend to stay the same, but they can also change it up. And I'm more of a numbers guy. I go by the statistics, but this option is out there for you to look at it, especially if you've got an oddball matchup and you're curious. This is the one time I'll use it. If like this guy wasn't registered that I played today, but if he's got a Treya and I know I'm going to struggle with that Treya because my bugs will struggle with it. So what am I going to use? I will look and see if they typically use it on offense. If they do, I'll go ahead and put my guys, keep my guys on offense rather than putting them on defense because I know they're going to run right through them. All right. And then one other thing too is if I've got a guy that I absolutely cannot get over, like today I had that Treya. I probably could have beat it with my Jedi Knight Revan, but if there was somebody I could not get through, I will typically put my best team on defense and force them to use that team on mine. While I might not be able to beat them, I'm going to force them to beat me. So those are my tips today, guys, for that. If you guys have any other tips you want to add on to that, please put them in the comments below. And again, don't be afraid to join the battalion. And I appreciate y'all. You're awesome. Have a good day. So we'll mark and see if we can eliminate her right away. Close. Oh, Yoda. See if he can do it. Sometimes it goes quickly, sometimes it doesn't. Papu looks a little stout. And it depends on how quickly you get rid of Ewok Elder. And I've said it before in my other videos, guys, I don't go for the full clear. If I get it, great. I've gotten 5 in a row, thankfully. But I go for the win. There's more points in a win. Okay, he did go big in the back. There's more points in a win than there is in a full clear and a loss. Plain and simple. I'm not going to be the #1 guy on the server or whatever in the world, whatever you want to call it. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about my rewards and building my team. Went through it pretty easily. Not going to waste that quite yet. Oh, Han Solo with guard. Won't get any crits, but we'll eat him alive. Wow, he went really thick on defense. Holy moly, there's no way he's getting through my wall. I'm still trying to figure out how he got through there. Oh, he had Treya, that's right. That's right. So, this worked out pretty well. I'm not going to get max banners, obviously, because I'm not going to get through all these teams. What do I got left? We can't say no, though. We got to give it a shot. Don't know what the speed is. Don't really care. I probably don't have a shot, but we're going to go at it. Happy with the win. I love defensive players, especially full defensive players, because they make it easy. Wampa. Even though he's not very strong. Might be enough for the bounty hunters. Oh, he came right out with the rocket shot. Defense up. See if we can get some shots in here. Slow them down. See what they got. Ray hits pretty hard. I don't know why I did that. Wow. He just took 2 guys out in 1 turn. It's pretty amazing. Oh, he had ability block on that. Oh. Ooh, I survived it. Stay alive. No. Are the Phoenix really going to take out this Boba Fett right now? That's the championship round, so that puts me at 53-1, ladies and gentlemen. But the moral of the story is I got the win in the end. So like I said, up here, guys, and don't forget that little button down there as well, if you don't mind. If you're enjoying the content and learning from this experience, if you want to join the battalion, go ahead and hit subscribe. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys checking it out, coming to Fort Mort. You guys are awesome. Have a good day.
Shut up and sit down.